Hey everyone, this is Ryan, health fitness professional with the Cardinal Health site in Mansfield, Massachusetts. For this video, we're going to be doing some more stretches you can do in the comfort of your desk or your cubicle, wherever you may be at this time. And we're going to be focusing on a few different areas, including the neck, the glutes, the hips, and at the end we'll work on the forearms. Before we begin, I want to make sure that everyone at home does have a glass of water close by. Make sure you do have a few sips before we get started. It's very important that you keep yourself hydrated both before and after exercises or stretches like the ones I'm about to show you. Okay, for the first stretch I want to do, it's going to be focusing on the neck, and I'm going to come up close to the camera so you can see what I'm doing. What usually happens is when you're sitting at a desk for a very long time, yes, you'll lean forward. The other thing that might happen is your neck will tend to come forward like so. And I want to reverse what's happening there by sitting upright, make sure my back is nice and tight, shoulder blades are close together. And what I want to do is I'm going to place two fingers right on my chin and use that as a little bit of a guide to push the head back just a little bit. And this is all we're going to do. So for something like this, I would say try this for about 20 repetitions. You're going to hold for about a second. There's different names for this kind of stretch. You could call it the chicken cluck stretch or the double chin stretch. Not the most pleasing name out there, but it is a nice little reminder for you to do these kinds of motions, especially if you're one to be at your computer for the majority of the day. So you notice I did with and without the fingers. I'm going to do one more. And done. That's all there is to it. You're only moving your head back and forth about an inch or so. So again, do that for about 20 repetitions, and then we'll move on to our next exercise. Okay, next up I want to focus on the glutes. And I think for this one I'm going to pan my camera down just a little bit. We're going to do this one seated. So grab that knee of yours, and you can grab either on the outside like so, or you can grab right under the knee if you'd like, whatever works better for you. Lean back as much as you can, and you're just going to pull your knee up towards your chest as much as you can. Now, I'm pretty tight in the glutes, and I can tell because I am feeling the stretch here. For this one, you can do either straight in front, or you can move your leg to the side if that's easier for you to breathe. And again, leaning back is really, really nice to get a little bit more of a stretch into this. If you're comfortable with doing this while seated on a stool, you're welcome to do that as well. And I'm only going to do that for about 30 seconds or so before I switch to the other side. Again, grabbing from either right under the knee or right in front of the knee, right on the shin, pulling it in as much as you can. And again, you might feel that stretch right under your glutes here. So holding here for another 30 seconds, and you can do that on your own time. I myself am going to move on to our next exercise. Okay, so for this one I'm moving my chair to the side, and for this next stretch I do want to get one leg on my table. If the table is too high for you, you can do this on your chair, a stool, or you can do it by any stairs you might have in your home. So this one, real quick, I'm going to take one foot, bring it up, and I'm going to lean forward as much as I can. It's not going to be a whole lot for me, and I'm really focusing on stretching the hip flexor right here. So leaning forward as much as I can. Feel free to have one hand on this top leg here. And you can either hold or you can do some small pulses here if you find that that's a little bit more comfortable for you. That little relief or relaxation as you lean back, and then going into a very quick, about 1 Mississippi stretch back and forth. A lot of people find that to be much, much easier for them when they're doing stretches like this, especially for the hip flexor. All right, so once 30 seconds or so pass, I want you to switch sides. And again, you can do this on your own time, this other side. I myself am going to move on to our final stretch. All right, last stretch, I want to focus on the forearm. So with this one, I'm going to just do both at the same time. And what I want to do is make sure that my hands drop so that my palms are facing me. And all I'm going to do is place my palms right where the knuckles are, right on the edge of my table, and I'm not going to lean forward too much. It's going to be just enough so I feel a little bit of a stretch, especially right here. I don't want this to be an excruciating stretch. This is a very weak part of the wrist, so you want to be very, very careful with this side. And just hold here. I would not do any pulsing. Again, I do not want anyone doing excruciating stretches here. So just a small motion here, a little bit of pressure, again, just enough to feel some kind of stretch, a very light stretch here. And after about 30 seconds with that, you'll flip your hands over so that your palms are facing forward. And this is the time where you can really lean into it. Feel free to do pulsing here. This is the much stronger side of the wrist and the forearms. This is where all the muscle here is being stretched. Again, do some pulses here if you'd like. Another way to do this is if you want to bring your chair back and lean forward like so. Some find that it is much more effective this way than just simply sitting upright. So there are a lot of ways to do this one. So long as you feel a really nice stretch here up top, you should be good to go. All right, shaking that out nice and easy. All right, and that is all I have for desk stretches for today. Before I leave, if this is your first video, don't forget we do have a lot of other videos for you to check out on our YouTube page, not just this playlist alone. So if you do like stretches like this, make sure you check out our other stretch and flexibility playlist as well as trigger point training. There's a lot more information on how to really stretch out your body and get more flexible with different equipment like that. So again, be sure to check that out. And if you're looking for other services during this time, be sure to check out our webpage as well. We are constantly updating that. We're always thinking of new ideas on how we can serve you, whether you're working from home still or if you're back at working in the office with us. And that's all for now. So have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next workout.